Press the bell icon and never miss another update from the Frustrated Indian.
Hello, I am Abhishek Bhardwaj and today we are going to talk about one of the major steps taken by Modi government to check corruption in the corporate sector. Today our topic of discussion will be Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, that is IBC. In a recent report of Ministry of Corporate Affairs, out of total NPA, that is non-performing assets of 10 trillion, 4 trillion is expected to pass through IBC by 2019. So before discussing about the recent report, let us first know the behavior of corporate houses during the Congress era. The larger framework of political economy of the country in post-liberalization was capitalism without exit. That meant an entrepreneur was allowed to start a company but could not shut it down if the business was not profitable. The government used to spoon feed selected established corporate houses through public sector bank loans, and if businesses failed, public sector banks which run on taxpayers' money had to bear the losses. Several Indian companies such as Electro Steel Steels, Bhushan Steel, Monet, Ispat and Energy, Amtech Auto etc. were defaulting on their loans intensely because initially there was no law to dissolve their companies. The promoters were sure that the management of the company will not go out of their hands. They took loans from the government banks by bribing the employees, with the intention of never returning the loan back. So what has the Modi government done to check these defaulters? It brought the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. Due to this, companies are now running after the banks to pay back their dues. Because the IBC rules barred promoters of companies that are classified as non-performing assets from bidding for these companies. So if their defaulter goes through IBC process, the promoters will lose control and could not even bid for their own company. Due to this, banks have now recovered a total of rupees 1.1 lakh crore from defaulters who were unwilling to pay earlier. In the pre-IBC era, lack of proper framework for insolvency amassed huge non-performing assets which hampered the health of the banking sector as well as the growth of the economy. But with the coming of IBC, it is swiftly solving all the problems. As of now, the gross NPA of the country is 10 trillion rupees, which is equal to 6% of the economy of the country. India has the second largest share of bad debts in the world with 9.6% of NPAs of total loans. Only Italy is ahead of us with 16.4% of NPAs, while other major countries like the US, China and Japan have 1.1, 1.7 and 1.3% of NPAs respectively. The cases started flowing to National Company Law Tribunal from January 2017, and as of September end, 212 cases have been resolved through liquidation and 50 cases have been approved for resolution. In the last 2 years, almost 2,000 cases were submitted for resolution to NCLT and creditors have been able to recover almost 58,000 crore rupees out of claimed 1.26 lakh crores. The recovery rate is around 46% in comparison to 26% in the pre-IBC era. Out of total NPA of 10 trillion, 4 trillion is expected to pass through IBC by 2019. In the end, IBC was a reform that was long overdue, but the previous governments did not have the gumptions or the vision to implement it, something that Prime Minister Modi has done exceedingly well. We hope you liked the video. Do share your views in the comment section. Until then, goodbye. Jai Bharat.